The value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on district matters as indicated during the public comment portion of the agenda. We request that each interested participant complete and turn in a public comment card to ensure responses can be appropriately addressed, and they're up there on the table if anybody would like one. All right, and we'll go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If we can go ahead and have roll call.
Mr. Carlson.
Here.
Ms. Brackett.
Here.
Ms. Rader.
Here.
Ms. Lesh here. Dr. Carlin.
Here.
Ms. Berry.
Here.
And Dr. Burnett's absent.
Okay. Moving on to the adoption of the agenda.
I move the agenda for the board meeting of September 16th, 2024 be adopted as written.
Support.
Any questions, comments? Go ahead with roll call.
Mr. Carlson.
Yes.
Ms. Brackett.
Yes.
Ms. Rader.
Yes.
Ms. Lesh, yes. Dr. Carlin.
Yes.
And Ms. Berry.
Yes. All right, and we have a packed house tonight, so thank you all for coming. I think we have a few speakers too, it sounds like too,
yes,
so
we do.
looking forward to it. Thank you. And we will go ahead and start with our points of pride. And I think might be where we have speakers, so.
Yes. So good evening, board, and good evening, community. So we have our exchange students tonight. They are here with their host families, and Mr. Pruitt is going to come up and introduce them, and we'll let them each have a few words. Thank you.
Yeah, I won't speak very long because this is more for them. You know, they'll be a little nervous, but it'll be fun. First, I want to thank the board for inviting us here tonight. You know, we've had exchange students in the past. When COVID hit, that kind of went away for a few years, but we've been slowly bringing it back. And this year we have. I don't ever, Mrs. Ryder, let's go to you. I don't ever remember, at least in my time, having 7 exchange students. Do you ever remember that? And just so you know, Mrs. Ryder, she's only been here a little while, so she would have some history. She's our resident historian, and so yeah, I think this is a record for us, and
Yes.
we were very lucky. We work with some great organizations. This year we're working with 3 different organizations: the Council for Educational Travel, the Foundation for Academic Cultural Exchange, and Education First. So 3 different organizations we've worked with. We haven't done that before either, but I don't know if people just hear great things about Buchanan, but people have been reaching out to us, and these 3 organizations, and Kelly's representing FACE here, work very hard to get students for us here, so and get families lined up that would like to host these exchange students. And I hope it's a great experience for everyone. It is for us. I mean, that's one of my favorite things is when people like Kelly contact me wanting to saying, hey, will you guys accept exchange students? I'm like, yes, we want to bring these lovely students here to get to experience, not only get to experience this, but so our students can experience what they bring as well. So we really look forward to this year. We kind of give them a mix of things when they come here. I mean, some students come here and are taking, based off of what their experiences at home, some of our most challenging classes. Some might be taking a mix of things depending on their age. We try to give U.S. history sometimes to all of them, but that doesn't always work because they might have just taken that last year. I think Alex, you were one who was taking that at home last year, so we try to do what fits them best. So. It just kind of depends, and everybody's a little bit different. We like that. And then this year we are actually, one thing we're trying to do is, now it doesn't Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it may. We're trying to see if we can get a grant to get some money to be able to not only bring this group together, but also some of our students, and maybe take some trips throughout the year and do some outings and some activities. So we want to do more to bring them together and also bring together with our students. So that's one plan. We're only 3 weeks in, so we haven't had anything yet, but I know Mr. Flowers and Mr. Ryan are really wanting to do that too as our counselors. So what I'm going to let them do is come up one at a time, because I know no one probably wants to come up first, so I don't want to be the mean guy that picks, the one. So, but I know there are some very eager. One thing I will say real quick is, in all my time, we've never had so many exchange students involved in things already, either clubs or activities or sports. I mean, it's been really cool to see people just jump right into things. So I'll let them come up and introduce themselves and say where they're from, and just say how their experience has gone, or anything that you would like the board to know. So I will walk away and let the first person come up. And also, I see Poom ready to go, but I'm just kidding. You're ready. You can wait, buddy.
I know nobody wants to go first, so I will. Is it fine? So I was told by somebody that's really caring for me, and she's really kind, and she is really working with me. I was told, oh, you have to prepare something to say for this meeting. You have to. It's really important. Thank you, Kelly. I love it. Because I really didn't know what to say. I didn't even know what this was going to be. And I have to say that it's crazy. It's been a month now since I stopped working. I stopped working back in Italy. For 2 days, I prepared my stuff, packed everything. And in 2 days, I was on the airplane. Ready to fly, and I didn't even realize what was going on. And what I was thinking yesterday when I was kind of organizing my ideas back in, staying closed in my room and just trying to look for something to say today. Would you ever, as you people here, I don't know you, but maybe you have children, maybe you don't. But as you or your children, would you ever let them go away for 10 months in another country, and let them stay there and without people that you don't know, and even people that seem really kind and really kind to your child, but would you let them stay away from your home for 10 months like my parents did? And I think they're the first people to thank for, because I'm here thanks to them, thanks to the fact that they let me go. And so first, thanks to my parents that maybe we'll watch the record later. I'm not really sure. I hope they will. Maybe who knows. But then I want to thank my family. They're back there, because they were the first people, of course, there. So when I arrived here, along with Kelly, and I arrived here without really knowing what I had to do, what kind of place, because when you get to another country, it's not the family, because everybody kept asking me, oh my gosh, how's the family, how's the weather, how's the school? Really? I don't even know, when you go to another country, you don't even know how to thank someone, because it's a different culture, and how to talk with someone. You don't know how to present yourself, how many times you have to do something, how many times how you have to do something. So it's crazy, it's a different culture. And the fact that I don't know how the culture is, because even though American culture is widely known across every country in the world, because we have Hollywood, we have music, we have, all that stuff that gets exported, and you probably all know about that. But I'm lucky to be here. I'm lucky to get to know everybody. And I hope I'm actually bringing something to you, to my family, to the school. I was kindly and really warmly welcomed. Like it was like the second place that I saw. No, maybe the third. The airport, my house, and then the school. Right, the day after, my first training was directly the day after my volleyball training. Right, directly the day after I arrived here. So it's crazy. I was involved in the club activities that my Brian Prunett was talking about. Like directly the day later, and that's crazy, and that's something that I really appreciate. And I won't bore you anymore because I told enough, and I will pass the word to another person that they're waiting. Sorry.
I do want to say one thing in regards to Alice, for middle in case you didn't do that. I think it was the first day of school. Was the first day of school. The thing that made me laugh the most was she was so excited that we had free breakfast and free lunch. I've never seen someone so excited. So that was my first memory of that first day.
That's true. We don't have it. We don't even have lunch.
No, I was shocked when I heard that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Alice did such a wonderful speech, and I'm so embarrassing to do a speech after that, but I don't want to like sit there until like the end, so I will do it. So, introduce myself. My name is Hana Yamagata, as is written here. I'm from Tokyo, Japan, and I born in like a center of city, and like there's so many people, so many cars, so many like high buildings, and noisy and loud, dirty. Yeah, but so coming here, and there's so many natures, and the people are really good, and I really love here right now. And so coming, okay, I'm very confusing right now, sorry. And so exchange, as coming to the US was my like dream for my entire life. And I used to live in California when I was like 1 year old, for like, yeah, and I go back to Japan, and I was like, oh, Japan is pretty like small. It's like uncomfortable. So I decided to come back here, and I will spend a year here, and I already spent a month. It's been a wonderful month. I think this is like the most wonderful month I had experience in my life. And I joined the cross country team right now. And first I was like so tiring about running because I run like 3 miles every single day, and that's crazy, right? So I was like, the first day I was like, oh my God, I can't do it anymore. And I told my parents host parents over there, oh, maybe I'm gonna quit. Sorry. And I was like, I was talking to my mom in Japan. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And the next day, my muscle was like hurting terribly. I was like, coach, sorry, but I can't do this anymore. But like the coach is really strict. Hannah, you can do it. You can't quit this anymore, so go it. And I was like, okay, fine, I will do it. And now it's been a month. I'm enjoying my team. They're like really nice, and coach is really strict, but she's really kind. And yeah, I like them. Yeah, so the first day, I was like, my watching movies in Japan, like the first day of spending a first day in other school must be like so nervous, and like, oh, how am I gonna do in like this new environment? And like, I thought it's gonna be like that, but it wasn't, because there's so many exchange students, there's other exchange students, and the people are so nice. The teachers are really nice. And yeah, so the thing I really want to say is this school is really good. It's like they're really kind, and I don't know how to explain. Like, they treat exchange student like really nicely, and yeah, that's the one I really want to thank to this community, this school, and my parents in Japan, and parents in here, and other exchange students. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I don't have a story for everybody, so I do apologize. But Anna was the one where I was just in shock because before she even got here, she had already looked at our course guide and picked up the classes she wanted, and then had already bought books that fit the classes. And I'm like, where are these kids? We appreciated that.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Gaia. I'm from Italy. I didn't really prepare something, so I hope I remember all the word in English. I live in a little town near Milan that practically has everything, but I've always known that I didn't want to stay in a single town. In fact, since my childhood, I always traveled, and I knew that I wanted to live many lives. I don't know how to describe it, but it's I'm not a person made to stay in just one place, and this is probably the thing that led me to do an exchange year. I was really scared about doing it because I'm not really a person who talks a lot, so I was really scared, but I knew this was my dream. I was really scared to know where I would end up, but I got really lucky because I always dream about having a sister, and I had a beautiful host family that has not only a sister, but also a little brother that I've also dreamed of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they are so kind, so they made me feel home. Since the beginning, they always cared for me, so I'm really happy for that. And I was also scared about the school because since I have few friends and don't really talk to many people, I was scared I wasn't gonna have many friends, but I found many welcoming people, in particular the teacher. I've never met teachers so welcoming. In Italy, they are very cold, so it was very good to find so welcoming teacher. In particular, I had a class that I wasn't really sure if I wanted to take it, but the teacher was so welcoming that I decided to challenge myself and take it anyway. So now I'm doing the broadcast. But I've met so many kind people, and I'm so happy about that because I had the privilege to have a beautiful family, but also to meet beautiful girls. For example, in my Spanish class or in my English class, there are so many kind girls that I'm really happy to have met them. And yeah, pack all your life for 10 months is really difficult, but I think that in this environment is easier than I expected. Thank you.
Thank you.
I was very proud of her when I read her bio and her info, and it was shy and a little reserved and stuff. And I'm like, she's doing this, and then I think that's a huge, that's a huge accomplishment, and just to be able to go out there and do this when you admitted it was kind of a little reserved and trying things. So I was very proud. Yeah. Oh, boom! Because I see it. Not yet. Okay.
Hello. Hello. So my name is Omar. Everyone call me Maria. I'm from Mongolia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So I just turned 16, and my 16 year will be really nice in America. So let's start talk about my on airplane day. I have a flight on August 14th of the August, and first time going to a foreign country, first time going to airplane by yourself, even by yourself. And when I go to the boarding pass, they were like shocking because I'm just turning 16 that day, and the flight attendants like going like a little bit shocked about me and more worried and ask me a lot of things, but that's okay. And because I get through this, because I know I am really strong girl, and I even meet a lot of kids in airplane. I meet a friends in America, in airplane, in Mongolia, and I'm so happy about that. So my first day in America, I arrived around like 4 p.m., kind of at night, and my first thing is I got cultural shock and some weather shock, and when I get off of the airport, I breathe warm air now. I get sweat immediately. When I arrive at the home, I first time eating American food. First few days I didn't eat that much, to be honest. And first few days I get my husband a little bit worried, but now I'm used to. Now I'm really good girl, really healthy. Now I'm getting fat. I can't even stop eating right now. So American is really. And we are talk like at night or morning. It's because of the time gapping. And sometimes I miss my home, but my host family treat me nice. What else? Sometimes I miss my Mongolian fruits, meats, and some of other things. But my host family tried to make them, but I also tried my best to eat American foods. American foods, not different than fast food, to be honest, but it's really delicious sometimes. I really like pizza, and they bought me a lot of pizzas in here. So I talk too much about food, so let's talk about my first day of school. My first day of school, I thought or something, but it was so different. People are really nice. People treat me really nice. Ever got. I got a lot of good things and compliments, and I thought like first time they might be angry because I heard a lot of kids like exchange students had a little bit bad experience, but I believe I can do it whenever it is. I had a purpose to go America, because that's not my problem. So also teachers really wait for me, because sometimes I struggle with language problem in here in the class, but the teacher waiting me and ask me, do you have a problem? Do you need to wait for you? And I try to like keep go with the other students. I don't even write on a computer, so I'm starting learn type on a computer right now, and I'm getting improved right now. Now I like typing more faster and talking more faster.
You're doing great. Yeah.
So yeah, and the country, the nature is really different because we don't have that much trees in my country, like kind of dry desert. Yeah, we have trees, but not in Ulaanbaatar. Oh, by the way, I live in capital city of Mongolia. Yeah, I like to draw pictures. Oh, by the way, I entered the cheer club. I really love it, and kids are really nice to me. And my cheer classmates, is that correct? Yeah, teammates. They maybe let's go. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so hello, my name is Nina, and I'm from Germany. I'm already born in Poland. So like I know a bit what it's like coming to a new country, but like it's totally different because here I'm coming like I came without my parents. There, when we moved from Poland to Germany, I had like my whole family surrounding me, and here we came like to a whole different country on our own, like without the people who give us the stability we're used to. But like still, we have here our host families who are also really nice to us and like try to give us the stability we're used to at home. And also, like, at my first day at school, I was also, like, really nervous because, like, coming to a new school is, like, always difficult, I would say. But, like, once you come to the first day, it's fine. But I think it's also different because, like, in Germany, we don't have school buses picking us up. Those, like, one of the main differences. And also, we don't really use Chromebooks, but just in our exercise books, we write everything down. So it's also, like, one of the main differences, I would say, here. And yeah, also like, one difference was like the food, that like the portions here are really much bigger, but like the food is not that different in itself, just much more of it, I would say. But I still like it.
That's a problem. Yep, we know.
Yeah, and also like one of the like major shocks for me, I think, was that I couldn't go much places like on my own because at home we have like much more public transport where I can like move on my own. But like if I need to go anywhere, like my host family is real nice, so they can, if I ask them, they can bring me anywhere I want. So yeah, and also like I didn't join any clubs yet because I'm most interested in horseback riding. So, but I was already trying out at the Red Bud Gypsies barn here near, and I really liked it. And also my host family has a few horses at home, which I really like because I can ride them. So yeah, I also already feel really at home, especially after the month here. Thank you.
That's the last, right, bud?
Sorry. So first, my name is Kasipum Masili, or you can call me Pum. I am from Thailand, so my first name about American is what I'm just like kindergarten, I guess, because of my English teacher. He is really cool person, so I want to know what country he lives. So I want that too. And then in my 6th grade, I guess, I watched a series in the Netflix, I guess, and I see it. Wow, it's cool. It's really cool, really good. A real people, yeah, really great. And then in my 9th grade, the exchange student program just spoiled in my school again, and I passed. So it's really many words in my head. Should I stay or should I go? So, yeah, it's really hard decision. And I should go. And that's a really great decision of my life, I guess. And the first thing I do in America is sleep. Yeah. A horrible job. I just take just like 20 hours, I guess, 5. Yeah, really bad. I got a really bad headache in the first few weeks. Yeah, but when I can adjust, yeah, this really, really great. People, everything, and education system, I guess. Yeah, really great. It's more enjoyable and, yeah, really interesting than Thailand. So, yeah, and my host family, really, really good. It makes me feel like I'm home in Thailand. Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you.
And I just want to say, our other student, Alex, actually is in the same host family as Boom, and he couldn't make it tonight. But really, I just want to thank the host families that are here, that bring these kids into their lives. I know it's not easy, but it's an amazing experience. What's that? No. Alex. You know Alex, right? Yeah. Not Alice. Oh, I thought I said Alice. Yes. Yes, it's okay. Yeah, Alex. You know Alex. Yes. So, but anyway, like I really do appreciate these families because it's to bring someone new in their lives, and then just all that has to go on with this. So I really do appreciate everything they do to make these kids feel at home, and then what happens here at school. So thank you everybody for coming. That meant a lot to me, the families, but also to the board.
Excellent.
I just want to tell you students that as you're here, I didn't study at a school, but when I was 13, I lived in Japan for a month. I don't know how my parents put me on a plane when I was 13 years old, but they did. And I will tell you that experience changed my whole life. And it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. So I hope that you have as good of an experience here as what I had when I lived in Japan.
Where did you stay?
I was in Kashiwa, just outside of Tokyo.
I was going to say the same thing that Alice brought up was how do your parents let you come here? And that was one of my thoughts always. But then I go and think, if you have, like I think of my child, and you have a lot of trust, obviously, within your parents that you will be okay and that you will do well, and, and Buchanan wraps their arms around you and will take care of you and look out for you, and it was good to hear that. And we have great host families, and appreciate all of you stepping up and being host families, because it's a big commitment, but it also shows the care that Buchanan will bring. So anyways, enjoy your time here. You guys are funny. You had some good stuff about the food and the napping, the sleeping. Yep, that's America. So anyways, welcome.
I actually had an exchange student 30 years ago this year. I was a sophomore, I believe. She has been back 20 sometimes, and with her whole family she's come back. And my parents are actually there right now visiting her, so I hope you have that same experience. Very cool.
As a teacher for many years, I had many foreign exchange students, and the foreign exchange students taught the U.S. students far more than we could ever teach you. I had one foreign exchange student literally 51 years ago, and I had a communication with him again last night. You will be in touch with your teachers, your families, your friends for years. I will also say that I took exchange students to Canada for 1 week, and in some cases the parents were a little iffy about that 1 week. So I applaud your parents as well.
Yes.
Welcome to Buchanan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
You're brave.
Yes, and you are free to go
Yes,
if
you
you. Yes, thank you. If you do not have to stay.
Fun's over.
Enjoy.
Sorry, Mr. Bruin. She is funny.
All right, lots of good memories. brings back. Next up, we have our Buck Staff Appreciation for our September winner.
So the Buck Staff Appreciation nominees were Karen McGuire, April Lee Moccasin, Mental Health Liaison, Brian Pruitt, Buchanan High School Principal, Carrie Thompson, Moccasin Administrative Assistant, Haley Klein, Moccasin Media Assistant, Jennifer Lentz, Buchanan High School Science Teacher, Chris Reddig, second grade teacher, Moccasin Tammy Holmer, Buchanan Middle School Administrative Assistant and District Registrar. And this month, September winner is Karen McGuire for the Moccasin Interventionist. So congratulations. We like to read what was submitted, so I will read this. Karen has worked in the district since I was a child going to school at Moccasin. When she retired, she returned to work as an interventionist. Karen gives 100% to the teachers and students each day. She collaborates with the teachers to help our students make growth in math and reading. She is also a considerate and thoughtful coworker. On behalf of the Buchanan Board of Education and administration of Buchanan Community Schools, we thank you for your service and encourage you to keep up the great level of achievement and service to our district. Congratulations.
We have a certificate.
Do you need me to take a picture? You have is your camera fine?
I know it's a little dark.
If I can take one if you want. Or you can use mine.
But it's a bank.
Right.
No.
Do you want the backdrop? Yeah, I was like. Congratulations.
Excellent. Thank you, Karen.
Congrats.
All right, and then,
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, Ms. McGuire, that you have been the same since I've been in school at Moccasin. And I just wanted to say we appreciate you, and you volunteer for a lot of stuff outside of even coming back and volunteering to be an interventionist. You help at the school farm, and you've always been that steady. So we appreciate you, and congratulations. Thank you very much. Yep.
Okay, why did I get it? I showed up to work.
Times are different, but hey, we appreciate you.
thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
Next up is our Hall of Fame celebrated on September 6th.
Yes, we had an exciting celebration on the 6th. I want to give a shout out to Michelle, who took this on. This was our first time bringing it back. I don't know how long it was with the Chamber's annual meeting, so this was our first time hosting it since I've been here. And so Michelle kind of took that on and laid a foundation for how we'll do it each year. So we were able to honor Donald Pierce, Michael Green, and Ronald Stone. So they had representatives here. Ruth accepted the award on behalf of Donald Pierce's family. So we had the culinary group make hors d'oeuvres, appetizers, we had a cake. It was a really nice event. Each of the family representatives were able to speak to at the reception. So yeah, it was really nice. So, and Ruth and Chris were there at the reception, so it was nice.
It was interesting because I am absolutely sure that I knew all three of them and had conversations with all three of those Hall of Fame recipients. Not too many people can say that, since Donald Pierce was probably born in 1900. But it was an excellent event, and the weather cooperated.
Yes.
It could not have been any better. So thanks to Mother Nature and Michelle and everyone who was involved. It was great to see not only the families, but so many students
Classmates
came back for that one event. So it was nice.
The pictures were great.
I don't know what class that was.
87.
87, they sat in
They
front
were-
of me, and
yes.
they just kept pouring in.
Yes.
And Mr. Pruitt had 3 or 4 pieces of cake by the look of his teeth that night.
Yeah. Some of those class of 87 were absolutely astounded that I remembered their maiden names.
right, moving on, we have our superintendent and department reports.
Yeah, so in your packets monthly are the reports. If you haven't taken a look at them, please do. A lot of the building principals shared information about the start of the school year. Mr. Pruitt mentioned the exchange students in his, so yes, lots of good information from each of our departments.
Next up, our presentation. So Trish, I'll leave it with you.
Okay. All right, so I think I'm gonna try to do this. Phil has this new setup, and,
Is it working? Is it?
oh, he has to turn on.
Oh, I was
Okay.
gonna say.
So, in your packets, I shared like our presentation, and the first few slides was information from the welcome back. And I thought it was important for us to lift that information up around the updates for the school district, and just sharing that we're progressing. We're doing lots of good things together as a team. And so one of the updates that goes along with our goal, our strategic plan goal 1 and 2, talks about all of the curriculum pieces that we've done. So we continue to work with a program called Wonders in our grades K through 5, grades 2 through 5. There we got that approved a couple years ago. I think for 4th and 5th grade, we're going to bring that back to the board because we need approval for those grades. Our kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade use foundations as well. This year we added Reveal Math as a pilot in grades 6 through 12, and we added 5th grade for this year. So excited about that program in math. Go Math has been a program in our district for a number of years. We purchased the update program. So lots of good things and movement around our curriculum and programs there. Wanted to share information about our multi-tiered systems of support. That goes along with our goal 2, where we're wrapping our arms around students as a whole, looking at their behaviors, academic growth, and I know for us, one of our big things that we want to do in the district, we want to make sure that we're consistent and using consistent processes throughout. So that means there's a lot of conversations that we are having amongst our buildings and amongst our teams. Are we perfect? Nope. Are we working towards making things better? We are. So that is one thing that we are working towards. Excited about that. And then safety and security. We are using the audit that we received, I think it was last summer, and moving forward with making some safety adjustments, working with some of the law enforcement agencies around the area. We have Michigan State Police in to do de-escalation training. We're going to be working with the sheriff, the county department for an active shooter drill in November, and then even our local law enforcement, we're working with them. So Kelly was here at our leadership meeting, just giving us some overall broad guidance around safety in our building, so which was really good and welcoming, and now she's going to the middle school to do that same training. So we are working towards that. Then our facilities, Mark has been really a good job, and our buildings are old. A lot of both Moccasin and the high school are our oldest buildings, and so there's a lot of repairs. So we're not getting ahead of a lot of things, but we're doing the best we can with the monies that we have. And our team has, we're using our sinking funds really a lot now to, sometimes that helps us with alleviating our general funds and also giving us an opportunity to do a lot of repairs within our buildings as need be. So that continues to be a focus. Communication, we're constantly getting out our butts blast each week, making sure our community is connected to the schools. Our teachers are sending our office the Butts in Action snippets where we're bringing the learning out to our community, and that helps just to keep the focus on learning and what's actually happening in our schools. Phil is going to be working this year on trying to and exploring I guess one-size-fits-all kind of communication tool. Instead of everybody using Remind or Class Dojo, we're going to bring that and try to find one thing that we can all use together. I know for Ottawa, one of the companies brought out another company, so they had to switch this year, and so that might be one of the programs that we actually use. We are working towards that. Another big transition that we especially was in math. But in every other area, we did see progress as a district, which is very exciting. So, are we where we want to be? No, but are we moving towards a goal? Yes, and it is pretty strong data here that we have. Another slide, I think I want to skip those two. This slide here is one of the slides that, as a county, Darien RESA shares slides that compare us to all of the districts in the county. And we continue to be either at the 5 mark or the 6 mark. And as a district with our size, our resources, the space that we have a pretty strong foundation. And if you can see here with our ELA proficiency, Buchanan is just under Lakeshore. And we're not that far off when we think about our ELA proficiency in grades 3 through 7. And you'll find the same thing with our math proficiency in grades 3 through 7 as we compare ourselves to other districts around the area. And with PSAT 8, so these are all the state tests too. So PSAT 8, Buchanan, although 35.8% proficiency, we have some growth. We can make that. We can improve that. We're just under Lakeshore. And then with SAT grade 11, this is overall proficiency and the number of students that met both target goals for math and ELA. We're just under part of the league. Can we make that a little bit more meatier? Yes, we can. Are we at the lowest in the county? No. Do we have some work? Yes, we do. However, when we kind of pull that down, our ELA scores are a lot higher. They're almost at a 60% proficiency rate for SAT, and for math, we're moving ahead as well. We do believe that some of the changes in talking to Brian, I spoke with every principal this past week around their data scores, kind of having, like I call them, data chats for about 30 minutes. And some of the work that's being done at the high school with the implementation of the new math program, now they'll have it for a whole year. We're looking at both there. Of course, our ELA team continues to push reading and being inquisitive with our students. So that'll continue to grow there. I know with Moccasin, meeting with Mr. Babcock, he is focusing on the new teachers that he has in this building. I think there's four new teachers, so now the coach is going to work directly with those teachers a lot more than before. And then we saw the most growth at Buchanan Middle School. So the middle school had some very substantial good data in all areas. They had good data, progress data was in the green from year to year. And then from cohort year to cohort year, there was only one grade level that didn't show growth. They were only regressed by 1%, from 1 percentage point. So it was pretty good. There was a lot of number of things there that Shelby felt was strong. And one of the things was she did do individual data meetings with each student that was taking the test. So between her and Ryan, so they met with every student before taking MSTEP. So that was huge. She also had called it a celebration. I don't know, something. But I went to that, and it was really a pump it up type of celebration for the students.
That's cool.
Right before the assessment. She also switched her NWEA test. She may have her NWEA test a little bit earlier so that they can use that data for that drove the MSTEP and see where they needed to help students with the most. So the data talks or the data chats that I had with them were very informative. We also noticed in Moccasin there was, when you drill the data down, you see a lot more. One of the teachers, a couple of the teachers in 2 of the grade levels had very consistent data, positive data across year to year. So one of the strengths was, like, what are you doing to get these consistent data? Small groups was one big thing that they did, and then also focus a lot on the kids that are higher. You push them more, where they would put that time at. So it's kind of gave them that consistent data. So I think that's pretty much it I have for our updates. I love where we are at this point. We're pretty strong and solid, and having a plan how to move forward. So that's it. Just wanted to share that with the group.
Yeah, great.
You can sit down if you want. I just have a question. question on this SAT data. I mean, it's not surprising that the Bridgman, the Lake Shore, the St. Joe are at the top. And I'm just,
Yes.
we were all pretty tight, though. I mean, the rest of the county
Yes.
was kind of gradually coming down from that. River Valley's the exception with the money they spend per student to be as low as they are. But when you get to Lake Shore and then you drop to us and everybody else in the county,
It's under.
it's half. I mean, there,
It is.
it doesn't gradual, it is
It
a
is.
cliff. I mean, are they all taking Dr. Carlin's test prep, or what sets them apart from the whole rest of the county for that kind of a cliff?
So we, number one, I would say we asked the question of New Buffalo because they have some pretty strong data too. So superintendent just met Friday. We asked that of New Buffalo. His was his almost data chats with his building principals, and then they did that with the teachers. So they had individual data chats with their teachers, and he said that has been consistent since he was at the building level, and I forgot, he came from an elementary building.
Yep.
At the building level. Now, the other districts didn't chime in on what they're doing different, that sets them apart. We haven't extrapolated the data for them, but I know for New Buffalo, he did share what he's been consistently doing. They've been consistently doing in New Buffalo.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So those are percentages of students that pass both reading and math at the
Yes.
proficiency level? And
Yes.
is Michigan using 530, 480? Do you know if those are the raw number that they're looking at?
Now that, I don't know what the number they're looking at, but is that what?
So, well, yes, I'm just trying to clarify, because you said for us that if you just looked at the reading, we were at
almost 58. We were at
Okay.
58% proficient.
But then when you combine reading and math, then it drops to
It goes
19.
down. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I think you made a good point when you were presenting that space is an issue. Because with all the interventions and stuff, you have to have the space to do them. You have to have the interventionists to do them. So some of the monies that go towards some of these extra interventions and programming, RISA works really well with some of these top
Yeah.
schools. And so making sure that, you know, the programming of it, the time, the space, the bodies, it all does make a big difference. And with larger schools and more money, I mean, you get more of the benefit of, which you did make a point that like River Valley per student, right? So when you think of all that, it all does come to play.
It does.
And then all the requirements of the state that are on teachers, and then to dial down data. We've been learning that for quite a while as a board member. I would say Ruth and I have heard that for a very long time from past superintendents, and it does make a difference.
It does.
And then there are some teachers that have been here a while that are really good at it.
Yep.
And I think that's good that you're looking at all that stuff and, you know, dialing down and having these chats. I think that's important, so I appreciate that.
What did the Bridgman superintendent say?
So Bridgman didn't say that, it was New Buffalo.
Bridgman didn't.
They didn't chime in.
I'm glad Risa is dialing down on it and trying to figure out, and they have a
Like what
team.
it is. Yeah.
And they, I don't know how long they've been together, but
Yeah, so they
not
have
more
a
than
team.
5 years, I don't think.
Right,
I
know.
don't think so.
No, and then, the other thing, but at the RISA level, the superintendents, we do have, subcommittee groups. And, I'm on a group called the Impact Committee, and that committee is focusing on, instruction. So we were the group that helped develop the 3 countywide goals that, have been pushed last year. And so with that, there's a team, I'm on it, New Buffalo is on it, we have Eau Claire, Becky Crocker from RISA, she's helping lead and putting things together. So we are pulling that data together to see what we as a county all can do to help our data improve, so that we're all like strong with the data and there's not that big
Yep.
gap and drop
Yep.
between districts.
All right, thank you.
Next, we have information reports and new business. I can go ahead and speak to, we had a Human Resource Committee meeting that was on September 4th. Myself, Trish, Ruth, and Carrie were part of that meeting. We went over resignations, terminations, and retirements, as well as new hires that will be in our consent agenda. We also discussed a transfer of one employee, moving from one school to another school for a para position. And then we went over the open positions, which are all posted on our website in case anybody wants to check those out. And the leadership team retreat reviewed what was discussed there. Anybody else have anything to add to?
Excellent, thank you.
Guess it's on to me next, right? Oh. Next up is public comment, and there's no one left in the audience other than staff members, so I don't think that we have any public comments. We don't have any cards, so we will go ahead and move on to the adoption of the consent agenda.
I make a motion the Board of Education approves the consent agenda for the regular board meeting of September 16, 2024 be adopted as written, including minutes from the 8/19/24 regular meeting, 8/27/24 special meeting, and 8/27/24 closed session meeting minutes. Warrants, the Treasury and Expenditure Reports, September 2024, the dashboard, August 2024. Sorry, dashboard from September 2024. The employment contracts for the 2024-2025 school year for Jared Huttenstein, the outdoor education coordinator. Recommendations to hire as submitted for David Sokolowski for the ELA interventionist at the middle school. Employment departures for Phil Labounty, the varsity women's basketball coach. BJ Scott, BMS lunchroom aide. Christy Schlut, ECSE Parapro, Andrea Confer, ECSE teacher, Jody Tittle, interventionist at Buchanan Middle School, and coaching recommendations for the 2024-25 submitted for Linda Martin, 7th grade volleyball coach, Camden Lawrence, the JV football assistant, and Crystal Young, the varsity cross-country assistant coach.
I was gonna say I'll support, but wait till Michelle tells us. It is August.
Okay, so both the Treasury and expenditure reports from August 2024 and the dashboard from August 2024.
Okay. I will second that with those two, with that one change. Treasurer and expenditure reports, August. Support.
All right, any questions or comments? Okay, roll call.
Mr. Carlson.
Yes.
Ms. Brackett.
Yes.
Ms. Rader.
Yes.
Ms. Lesh, yes. Dr. Carlin.
Yes.
And Ms. Berry.
Yes.
You're like right next to me. I'm like, Mr. Carlson. Screaming.
All right, next we have our crossing guard agreement.
I make a motion the Buchanan Board of Education approves the proposed crossing guard service agreement as agreed between Buchanan Community Schools and the City of Buchanan effective for the 2024-2025 school year.
Support.
Questions, comments? Roll call.
Mr. Carlson.
Yes.
Ms. Brackett.
Yes.
Ms. Rader.
Yes.
Ms. Lesh, yes. Dr. Carlin.
Yes.
And Ms. Berry.
Yes. Next up, we have the proposed tree planting at Buchanan High School and Ottawa.
I move the Buchanan Board of Education approves the proposed tree planting of 3 additional trees by the Buchanan Tree Friends on the grounds of Buchanan High School, as well as replace 1 tree at Ottawa Elementary.
Support.
Any questions, comments?
I'm excited to see more trees. I've noticed them as I've been driving, dropping kids off, going different places. It's nice to see more trees being up on the property.
Yep, and I have heard good feedback about the ones that have been planted and just how different it makes the school look. And in the proposal, one of the things said it will create shade, so in the heat that we're experiencing in the rooms, it can only help. So.
Yes.
True.
Yeah, and it's really good to hear the exchange
Absolutely.
students too.
Oh,
As they
about
talk
how many
about their,
trees?
yeah, yeah.
It is cool. I thought that was neat.
I'd like to thank the Buchanan Tree Friends, because I didn't realize until a month ago that they drive water around for these trees with a trailer. Yeah, it's a
Really?
sight. And water these trees that they not only plant, but that takes a lot of time.
And I hear they're always looking for volunteers in case you ever feel like going with them.
Volunteer to put one in my yard.
All right. Roll call. Mr. Carlson?
Yes.
Ms. Brackett?
Yes.
Ms. Ryder?
Yes.
Ms. Lesh, yes. Dr. Carlin?
Yes.
And Ms. Berry?
Yes.
All right, next up, we have use of a logo by the Buchanan Community Schools Foundation.
I move the Buchanan Board of Education will allow the Buchanan Community Schools Foundation to use the Buchanan Community Schools logo on promotional and marketing materials.
Support. Was that you, Katie?
So the Buchanan Community Schools Foundation is just getting really started, and I've been working alongside them. Brian Tumbleson is the vice president. I thought he was going to say something, and then Ryan McNeely is the president. So we're at a point. They're at a point now of where they're almost ready to get this like a big announcement, and thought that we could use the logo on either the website or some promotional materials. We are getting ready to share information with the schools and having a logo contest and trying to get an official logo and wanting to get the kids involved with it. So we may have a student generated or created official logo for the Buchanan Community Schools Foundation. So it's exciting to see where we are at this point.
That's great. All right. Roll call. Mr. Carlson?
Yes.
Ms. Brackett?
Yes.
Ms. Ryder?
Yes.
Ms. Lesh, yes. Dr. Carlin?
Yes.
And Ms. Berry?
Yes. All right, next up we have the not so fun stuff, the RFP for the Moccasin Boiler Room facade improvement.
I move the Buchanan Board of Education approves the recommendation to accept the bid from TGR Services for the Moccasin Boiler Facade Improvement Project.
Support.
It's probably facade now that
Oh, you're fine.
No, I'm just
While you're
rereading it. It's
It's
past my
weird.
bedtime.
It's weird on paper. So I know Mark has been leading this project, and we're at a point, I know I came to the board and asked for an emergency, but we needed to kind of stair step and slow walk this a little bit. And Mark, do you want to have anything to say about this project at all?
We followed the RFP process, White was leading that charge for us, and Karen and Matt, we opened up the bids last week and a half ago or so. And there were 3 bids, as you can see in the packet. White followed up the next couple of days after that to on the bid that you just thinking about choosing, and decided to put that as their recommendation. So we're still waiting for the state to get back with approving the plans. That can take up to 30 days, but as soon as they approve, they will get going. The goal is to get done before Christmas. But they will fence off that area and keep it safe.
I appreciate the detailed quotes and the information and the stuff from the state. You actually already notified us of all that, so thank you very much, Mark.
And finally, we have the.
We have to vote.
Oh, we didn't
It's
do roll
okay.
call. I was going.
Nope, you're
Chris
fine.
said it was his
I can get it.
bedtime, so.
Nope.
It's close.
We can
hurrying,
do
we're
roll
hurrying.
call for the Moccasin Boiler Room.
Yep, Mr. Carlson?
Yes.
Ms. Brackett?
Yes.
Ms. Ryder?
Yes.
Ms. Lesh, yes. Dr. Carlin?
Yes.
And Ms. Berry?
Yes. Now we'll move on to the final item, which is our Buchanan Virtual Academy graduation certification, sorry.
I move upon satisfactory completion of the district requirements for high school graduation, the Board of Education hereby approves Ahmad DeAndre Myler and Cora Lee Whitehead for Buchanan Virtual Academy students.
Support?
Any questions, comments?
Congratulations.
Congratulations to
Well
the
done.
students. All right, roll call.
Mr. Carlson?
Yes.
Ms. Brackett?
Yes.
Ms. Ryder?
Yes.
Ms. Lesh, yes. Dr. Carlin?
Yes.
And Ms. Berry?
Yes. All right. Any questions, comments, anything from the board members?
I appreciated the foreign exchange students coming. In the past, we've had them, and we didn't know that until graduation. So it's nice to meet them early, and it'll be great to see them at the end of the year at graduation. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I did.
To that end, I also want to thank the high school staff, especially Mr. Pruitt, for coming up and sealing all the parking spots so that the kids could do that again. I know that they really enjoy personalizing and making those all their own, and I think that's really cool. I see that at other districts that when I drive around, and it's really cool that we're now able to participate in that. So thank you to the staff that makes that happen.
I did hear one of the exchange students say that our students learn from them too, or their host family learns from them, and that is absolutely true. And I've loved hearing my daughter say that she was at a lunch table with a few exchange students, so it's been a really good experience, even for those of us that aren't hosting and getting that interaction, so. And thank you to those families hosting.
Yeah.
All right, nothing else? Our next meeting is October 21st at 6 PM. Adjourned.